Funnel hacking is causing your business problems. So funnel hacking started as a way for people to model different companies and businesses and operations and processes, right, in the marketing world. But the challenge is funnel hacking quickly became funnel stealing in essence, right? So what happens, there's a couple reasons why this is an issue. Well, when you go to funnel hack, you see something, you look at it, you're like, man, that funnel looks awesome, those website looks great, and you think that it's working. But the challenge is you only see what's on the front. You don't see what happens behind the scenes. Every business, the real magic that happens inside of a company is what happens after they hit that website. And not always just that first opt-in or that first sale. It's not just that. It's what the operation, the machine that's churning behind the scenes, the automations, the team, the staff, all that stuff that goes down after someone hits that site, right? So when you funnel hack, you don't know what gears are turning that business and what their goal is in regards to generating a visitor on that site. What do they ultimately want, right? And what are their KPIs? Tell a little story about funnel hacking to get this point across. So back when I was running a bunch of ads on Google, everybody had gotten kicked off Google. I've talked about it in previous videos, but I was still on Google. I went and I figured out how to play the game the right way. And when I figured out how to play the game, I was able to get my ads up and running while all of my competitors were fighting to try and figure out how to get online. Well, I ran for a good year and a half and I get an email one day. It was like, hey, Nate, I bet you're just sitting back laughing. I've noticed you've been on Google for a while, but none of us can get back on. So I gave him a bunch of tips. I was like, here's what I'm doing. Here's how things, I gave him like, here's what we're doing. Here's how to do it. Here's how your page needs to look. And I'm an open book when it comes to that stuff. And if you ever come in and hang out with me in the office sometime, you'll notice that. But what happened is he passed it off to his team and his team just hacked it. They got back up online, but it was a very short-lived experience for them. And the reason being is, one is they ended up not even taking my name off their pages, right? So they got their developers got lazy, didn't take my name off their pages, still had some of our logos on their pages. So it was kind of a sloppy job to begin with. But more importantly is they didn't listen to what was going on behind the scenes. Yes, we were online getting traffic and we had that coming in. We had leads coming in. We had sales coming in. But there was more happening behind the scenes that they didn't realize. So when I noticed it, I even sent a message. Said, hey guys, here's the things you're doing wrong. You got to fix this or you're going to be off of Google. They were off of Google because they didn't fix it, right? So funnel hacking is one of those things that you got to use it as a model of like, hey, I like how that business is portraying themselves and processes, but you can look at that, but you really need to work the numbers and figure out, does it work for you? Does that system and that process, is it going to work with how you generate revenue? Is it going to work with how your team operates behind the scenes and those gears are churning? Does that make sense, right? Does it make sense for you? Now, that's why the back end is so relevant. But more importantly, what I want to talk about is the numbers. And a lot of times people just hack a business, right? They funnel hack someone's site. They don't really understand their own numbers. They just, hey, I heard this was really, really good and I'm going to go ahead and use it. So they do it, but they don't understand the numbers. They don't know what their CPC is, their cost per click, their average order values, their customer lifetime value. They don't understand any of that stuff. And because they never re-engineer the numbers that they need to hit to make it successful, it just becomes a hack. That's all it is just another Me Too setup online that costs people a lot of money going forward. Now, here's the thing that I've seen in the industry that is a real serious issue is people are funnel hacking and then they're creating these sites and they're trying to tell other people, they're trying to sell that to other people in the industry. They're saying, hey, I'm going to be able to show you how to do this. It's the whole coaches coaching coaches how to coach kind of thing, right? So when this happens is they think they've designed this pretty funnel, they've never re-engineered the numbers, but they go and try and sell it to somebody else because they heard that it works. Now this creates a massive issue because what's happening now is because they don't know if it works because they just thought it looked pretty, so they put it together. They never put their own money, their own testing. They never understood what was happening behind the scenes to make it work, but they see the opportunity to make a quick buck by selling it to somebody else. Just don't be that sucker, right? And here's how you're not that sucker as getting stuck with buying that stuff is simply ask those people, hey, how much money have you spent on this? What's your back end look like in regards to once a lead comes in? Are you actively using this in your business today if they're trying to sell you this kind of funnel setup, right? So just be very, very cautious of that and ask those questions to see if they got real answers so you can understand that they know what they're talking about and it's just not another Me Too kind of setup trying to sell you and get a quick buck till they move on to the next person. So anyways, the big idea of this, the big goal of this video is for me to let you know, like, understand that if you're out there funnel hacking someone, make sure that you understand that what it looks like on the back end and understand how that system fits in with your business, because if not, you're going to lose a lot of money, have a lot of frustration, and a lot of headache along the way. So you don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to save you from that. It's okay to get those ideas from people, but once again, you got to make sure that it works for your business, right? Because if it doesn't work for your business, it doesn't matter how good of an idea it is. Not all businesses are created equal. Not all marketing's created equal. Not all marketing works for everything, right? So you just got to make sure it fits within your process. So, and last but not least, more importantly, what I want to explain to you is you got to model. When you look at success, you want to model success. You don't want to hack it and steal it, right? You got to model it for yourself. And the problem is people have confused modeling and hacking over time here, and they have turned hacking into stealing instead of hacking into modeling success to get to the end result faster. So if you find yourself stealing, stop it, don't do it. Pull yourself back and start modeling the successful actions and processes so your marketing and your business will go where it needs to go. If you gain value from this video, do me a favor, comment, like, share it with someone else that can gain value as well. I appreciate it. Thank you.